killer. Young God in the building, about to start a religion. About to call Bin Laden up and order some missiles. Bring them straight to your block and go to war with you bitches. If you hit the head pin, the rest fall in position. Shoot a nigga on his porch and make him fall in his kitchen. Got the big boy Porsche with all the specifics. And I keep that torch, baby, call me Olympics. Red, white, blue pill, flip skills like gymnasts. And never give a bitch money, blood, or kidneys. When the gun goes pow, I be at the finish with my medal around my neck. Autograph for my tennis. The land of the murder, dope crackers and ninjas. Pull up on you in the coupe, how fat is your engine? Never talk to those that sat on the benches, boy. I was in the game on 4th and inches. These niggas on the business, don't get these for the business. You fucking with the boy that talks hard before Christmas. Got all these souls tripping, got all these souls stripping. And we ain't PSC, but the bitches know we tipping. I just bought a plane and ain't none of y'all sipping. Make my friends lie to y'all, fuck, I'm tired of being friendly. Ain't gotta lie just to try to be with me. Bitches up in heaven waiting that they die to be with me. I'm crazy for being Wayne, or his Wayne is crazy. I've been around, I'm still around like them gay cool cavemen. Hairpin trigger, no album, shave it. I spy and pop in the ocean, I'm gonna save it. The South is so dirty, bitch, you can't bathe it. I let go dog and I feel like mating. Baby girl, your pussy's looking so vacant. And it's fuck you and fuck Georgia Bush not making. Fuck waist deep, I'm in over my head. But it's cool, I'ma make it, I'm good like making. Your girl wants me to come around like Reagan. Your boyfriend is softer than a carton of eggs. And I don't fear nothing but God and weddings. At the top of my paper like I'm starting to head. And my homie Santana, yeah, that's my ace. But you may know us as I can't feel my face. Weezy bitch. Give a fuck about you, man. Oh, I'm paid. Been that way for a long time. Just like I'ma die like that. Cause if I ain't, I'ma just die. See, they don't know where I came from, but they know where I'm going. And I tell you just how the time feels when I'm on. In the game, I'm no cheater, I'm a tiger, I'm a cougar, I'm a panther, I'm a bingo. Ocho Cinco. I'm Gilly, shirts off Big Gilly. In the Paraguay truck, feeling freer than Willie. When them niggas left eyes got a little bit chilly. But I just let it burn like the end of the feeling.
General policy, free women and men. I'm your host, Stan the Man, about to give you that real for today. Saturday, divisional round for the NFL. So we got to get into that. Then we got to talk NBA and current events. So let's just go ahead and get to it. If you are new and you should have got the first two lessons that were on the screen there. I'm sure you looked outside. You didn't see anybody coming out of the sky, only rain and snow. Or sunshine, depending on where you're at, maybe darkness if it's night. And then we have, listening to these rappers, man, these niggas are fucking derelicts. At the end of the day, very entertaining, but they are like literally the spawn of Satan. You know what I mean? Not all of them. Usually if the rapper has a name, a first name, last name, or an actual name, they're very conscious. But if they've got some type of gimmick, or if they've got the prefix L-I-L, as in Lil, or young, or kid, them niggas are devilish. Like, they're giving you a gruesome, grim outlook on life and how to become successful. Which, for very few, it works out that way. Very, very few. But if you are new, esoteric knowledge is what we talk about, mainly gematria, which is a form of numerology, and we talk a lot about astrology and history and math and patterns, pattern recognition. This is how we're able to accurately predict these games and what's going to happen in the news every damn day. We do this every day. Granted, I get a little lazy and don't do it. But it is a Saturday. You know that Saturday is named after Saturn, and in gematria, 4 ciphers per word, letter, or phrase. Saturn equals 93, 21 with numerology, 69, and 42 backwards with numerology. If you're wondering how we got those values for the word Saturn, it's all based in the alphabet forwards and backwards. A being the first letter, B the second, C the third, up into Z being the 26th. And then in reverse. Z would be the first letter, Y would be the second, X the third, up into A being the 26th, and then you have those same two ciphers, if you will, with numerology applies. So we just take every letter with a double-digit value and simplify it to a single digit by adding the two digits together. So the ninth or the 10th letter would equal 1. J's the 10th letter would equal 1 in the cipher with numerology. Very, very simple. 4 values per word, letter, or phrase. You know that numbers are infinite, meaning them niggas never stop. You've heard Buzz Lightyear's quote. But yeah, so it is a Saturday. Saturn and Jupiter are the two biggest planets in our solar system. Thus, they are the two favorite planets as far as esoterically amongst the elite. Saturn rules over Capricorn and Aquarius. It's Capricorn season right now. Aquarius season starts in about 2 days. And we know that Jupiter rules over Pisces and what's the other one? Sagittarius. So, that's that. But yep, Saturn, 93 forwards, 21 with numerology, 69 backwards, 42 backwards with numerology. Saturday equals 109 forwards, 28 with numerology, 107 backwards, 53 backwards with numerology. This knowledge comes from Kabbalah. Again, if you are new, Kabbalah, which is Jewish in origin, black in origin. But then over time, especially during the Crusades, those centuries of Crusades, this knowledge was, garnished by the European, and here we are today. They use this as their number one propaganda tool. This is literally how every news article decides what time they're going to post any news article. This is how the celebrities post, their stories. This is how, actors are chosen for movies, etc., etc. This is how the games are scripted. And I know it sounds unbelievable. It's supposed to. When you hear a nigga like me say some shit like that, you're supposed to turn this off. Literally, but this is the truth. And we prove it every day. Show it every day. Predict it every day. Like today. It's 9/13 here on the East Coast. Kill day. So expect a nigga dying today in the news somewhere. Someone significant. You know what I'm saying? And that's because the calendar, which is named after a pope. The church rules the world. Catholic Church runs the world. Pope's probably the most powerful public figure on the planet. But the calendar system is linked with the alphabet. And this is how they do it. But yep. So 4 values for the date, just like we got 4 values for the alphabet. First month, 18th day plus 20 plus 25 equals 64 date numerology. First month plus the 18th day plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 is 28 date numerology. First month plus the 18th day plus 25 equals 44 date numerology. And when you single digit it out, you get 19 date. 1 plus 1 plus 8 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 19. Hey, Charlotte, turn that down for me. It is the 18th day of the year, 347 days left in the year. We know that upset equals 18 in gematria. Upset. So anytime, we got some upsets today. If it doesn't happen in this Chiefs game, it might happen I don't think it's going to happen in this Commanders game. But if it happens in this Chiefs game, that'll be pretty upsetting. Upset equals 81, as you see. Chiefs can fall to 8-1 on the year, playoffs included. Not only that, turn it down. You want to go sit in your room? I know you don't, but 4-year-old. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They could get upset. A stat that I saw today, since this is what we're talking about, Patrick Mahomes, they keep showing this stat too. This is giving me LeBron losing to Phoenix in the first round vibes. With Patrick Mahomes, they keep showing this. It's 6-0 all time in the divisional round. All time divisional round record. Alright. They keep showing this. This is like everywhere. They are harping on the fact that Mahomes is 6-0 in divisional games in his career. Now, if you know gematria, you know that 60, or just your math. If you know math, 61 is the 18th prime number in the series of prime numbers, right? We know that prime numbers are numbers that can only be divided by 1 in itself. In the series of those numbers, 61 is the 18th prime. And again, it's all about pattern recognition. This is how the elite work, because they know that for the most part. And please don't get too offended. You know what I mean? But being offended means there's a catalyst for change somewhere. I got that from somebody. I think it might have been my girl. What's her name? Candace Owens. She might have said that shit. Somebody said that. Being offended is a catalyst for change. But the majority of Americans are fucking idiots. You know what I mean? Stupid, to say the least. You know what I mean? They don't know what the fuck a prime number is, let alone what the capital of their state is. You know what I mean? So Patrick Mahomes, 6-0 in divisional games. He could fall to 6-1 today on the 18th. You know what I mean? Upset day. That would be a hell of an upset. You know what I mean? And 61 again is the 18th prime number. That would rock a lot of people's parlays, especially mine. You know what I mean? I had the future in for two teams out the AFC, and they are the Ravens and Chiefs. Now, I started the year off heavy on the Ravens. But then there's just more shit pointing to the Chiefs, but it's starting to feel like, this is some bait. You know what I mean? Some bait. So let's go back through it. I already got the notes out. If you want to listen to the last episode, we went over this already, who we got today. But there's always time for change. So these are my picks so far as of the 16th. You know what I mean? I got the Eagles on upset alert. Rams covering. I got the Lions winning. Chiefs winning, but the Texans covering. And then we've got the Ravens. Look at my Achilles, man. And then we got the Ravens winning. So that 6-0 shit right there is terrible, but let's go back to the stats, shall we? Patrick Mahomes, all-time record as starter, playoffs included. Mr. Mahomes is 104-26 all-time, playoffs included. I like that because it's the 105th NFL season. He could pick up his 105th win as a starter today. He's at home. And with him being at home, he has a record of 56-13, playoffs included. KC equals 13, and we know, again, that's the number for the Chiefs as far as Taylor Swift is concerned. She's at the game. KC equals 13 in reverse with numerology, but notice it also equals 14. So he could pick up his 14th loss, stay on 56 wins at home, playoffs included. Now, let's look at his record. All-time home record as a starter in the playoffs. Some bad motherfucker, man. He came out of nowhere. He's 12-2 as a starter, playoffs included. Now, the 1-2-3, if this would have anything to do with Kamala, you know what I mean, which I because Kamala lost, you know what I'm saying, and that nigga looked like Kamala Harris to me. But Kamala equals 123 in reverse. He could fall to 12-3 as a starter today at home in the playoffs. But with the KC equal thing 13, that's a number that plays a lot with KC. Don't be surprised if they lose the first half, though. Alright, so that's at home in the playoffs. Overall, as a starter in the playoffs, he is 15-3. So he could fall to 15-4, but we like the 16-3. If he becomes 16-3, that's a great sign for them to be playing the Ravens, because 163 is the 38th prime. Ravens equals 38. 163, 38th prime number. Ravens equals 38. They play tomorrow. Ravens equals 38 in reverse with numerology. Not only that, but today is Saturday. Saturday equals 53 in reverse with numerology, and we know that 53 is the 16th prime number in a series of prime numbers. Now, for the new person, if that is, what the fuck, that don't mean shit. Go look at the score of Super Bowl 53 and tell me how many total points were scored in that game. And then these two cities, this team played in Super Bowl 53. Notice it equals 53 in reverse, and this city played in Super Bowl 53. And we talk about the Lord's all the time. I mean, shit is real, man. Shit is real. 53 is 16 prime. So Saturday equals 53. Mahomes can pick up his 16th win. Now, here's the kicker. He's playing a team from Texas, and we know Texas equals 15. I would like him staying on 15 wins if the game was in Texas, but it's not. So and he always plays at home. So, if we just looking at Mahomes, I still got Mahomes, but I am afraid of them covering. I don't know if they're gonna cover that shit. But let's look at C.J. Stroud real quick. C.J. Stroud all time. Playoffs included. Stroud is 21-14. He's going against number 15. He pick up his 15 loss, but the trick here is Texans equals 79. 79 is the 22nd prime number. He can pick up his 22nd win as a starter, playoffs included. Saturn equals 21 though. So, but the Texas equaling 15. He's representing the team from Texas. You know what I'm saying? But the KC in 14 as well. So on the road, playoffs included, Stroud is 8-9. Now, 19 date numerology, the 19, because it is a single date cipher, or a single digit cipher, the 19 breaks down to 10. 1 plus 9 is 10, and that 10 obviously breaks down to 1. So, Stroud here could pick up his 10th loss in the regular season and playoffs on the road in his career. All-time record as a starter in the playoffs. So, in the playoffs, Stroud, I fucked that up at the end. He is 0-1 as a starter on the road in the playoffs in his career. That one can hit. And then overall in the all time in the playoffs, he is 2-1. Oh my God! I do not like that. I don't like that at all. Because Chiefs equals 31 and Houston equals 31. If CJ Stroud beats this nigga, oh my God. Chiefs equals 31 in reverse with numerology, and Houston equals 31. And if I don't tell you anything, if this is your first, if you listen to me regularly or you know about your gematria and shit, then you know the 31 is it is a guaranteed number when it comes to Houston sports. James Harden got traded at age 31 from Houston to the Nets. J.J. Watt got traded at age 31 from Houston to the Cardinals. And George Springer left the Astros at age 31 for the Blue Jays. Not only that, when Takeoff died in Texas, in Houston, he was with Quavo. Quavo was 31 years old at the time. Now, if that's a coincidence to you, you're a fucking idiot. I would really love this if the game was in Houston. Texans equals 79, the 22nd prime number, so he could fall to 2-2 today. But that Chiefs that is scary as fuck. I'm not gonna hold you. That is not good, if you ask me. It is not good at all. But I don't know. Let me see. So Texans all-time record in playoffs. Texans are 6-7 in the playoffs all time. Houston 77. Shit. Houston, we have a problem. Houston equals 77 in reverse. They are 6-7 in the playoffs right now. They can become 7-7 or fall to 6-8. Today has 19 date numerology. 19 is the 8th prime number. Kansas City equals 19, and that is where the game is. I'm so sorry. Kansas City equals 67, which is the 19th prime number. The 19th prime number is the goddamn 19 is the 8th prime number. That's 6-8, but the 7 is. If the game was in Houston, I would like it a lot more. They're on the road. 0-5 on the road in the playoffs. Games on a Saturday. Saturn's the 6th planet from the sun. KC equals 13, which is the 6th prime number. So yeah, we good with Kansas City, man. We're good. It should be them versus the Ravens. He would be 16-3. He's gonna beat the Ravens too. So 13-6. picks, are a common pair. So I'm gonna stick with the Texans pick. As far as the Commanders versus Detroit, let's look at that. I'm gonna stick with the Texans to lose. I'm still on the fence about taking them to cover. I think because of the numbers that do have Houston written all over them, I think we can take the Texans with the points. But I got Kansas City winning. Detroit versus Commanders, all-time record, playoffs included. I don't think Detroit will lose. Shit, but they're 16-31 in the regular season and playoffs against the Commanders all time. Saturday equals 53-16 prime number. They are on the road, or are they at home? They're at home, obviously. They are 13-9 in the regular season and playoffs versus the Commanders. Again, that 10 date, 19 breaks down to 10 on the date numerology. They can become 13-10. Or improve to 14-9, the 35th prime. We should get some news closer to game time with somebody dying in relation to one of these teams. Watch. So let's see. So all time in the playoffs, Detroit is 0-3 against Washington, and all time playoff road record, they are 0-3. All three games have been on the road. It's the first one at home, so they should win, become 1-3. Detroit equals 91, the 13 triangular prime. 13 triangular number, excuse me. So I'm gonna stick with Detroit getting this dub. Should be a good one though. Should be a good one. Let me see. Alright, so as a starter in the playoffs, Goff is 4-4. If he got upset, he would fall to 4-5. Upset again does not equal 45. But he could become 5-4. Jesuit 54. He's on the at home all the time. Playoff record. He is 3-2 as a starter at home in the playoffs in his career. Commanders equals 42, so we good. We're good. Alright, so we got Detroit winning that one. And then tomorrow, we'll probably talk about it tomorrow. But I do like the upset alert, and then we got the Ravens. We're not fucking around there. We got the Ravens. Let's see. Let me look at the Ravens real quick. Nah, we'll do that tomorrow. Let's look at the NBA. Alright, so my video had got cut off because I ain't have enough storage. So here I am with some storage now. I just had to free up that storage space. So let's get back. Let's get to the NBA and then what else I was about to talk about, which was that nutrition shit from the, my little, what is this? My little segment, the history of everything, the history of the world. So we'll do that first. How about that? I know. Like, what the fuck? Damn, where I go? Gotta float on top, my boy. Alright, so before we get into today's NBA games, I'm on that knowledge of the world shit. Just gotta keep you niggas and non-niggas abreast. And so since we live in America where everybody's a fat ass, let's read this. We'll start with this. So the foods we eat living in America. Alright, misinformation in the form of truth and falsehood, strangely mixed, taught by the agriculture industry. Combine that with the complexity of nutrition science, and you end up in a train wreck of dangerous dietary practices grounded in fiction rather than facts. This is the stuff that keeps us up at night. With the knowledge of self-nutritional systems, we can alleviate all of that anguish. The science of life is at the heart of everything we do and underpins every recommendation, supplement selection, and article we build on. This issue is about shedding light on the most common nutrition issues. From sugar to alcohol, these lessons are jam-packed with science-backed information on many of the most frequently asked nutrition questions in the teachings knowledge of self-nutrition. Here's to make better nutrition choices with the knowledge of self-nutrition, dietary laws, and workout programs. In the United States, supplement labeling regulations are far less stringent than those required for food. Consequently, the supplement industry is riddled with misinformation. Will eating fat make you gain weight? Does sugar derail you at the cellular level? Is exercise the only way to lose weight? It's no secret, well, obviously we know that ain't true with all my Ozempic and lipo motherfucker, but is exercise the only way to lose weight? It's no secret that drinking too much hurts your health. However, some forms of alcohol may offer health benefits. Carbohydrates have been demonized for years, but are they as bad as everyone makes them out to be? All carbohydrates are not the same. Discover what science has to say about this macronutrient. Health coaching is one of our most popular product features at Knowledge of Self-Nutrition, and there's plenty of research to back up the benefits. Now, remember, this book that I'm reading from was written between 1988 and 1991, and it literally is gold. So let's look at this. I don't even know if I want to read all this shit. I don't think I am, because that's talking about cells and shit, and ultimately how they're killing your ass with the bullshit. Do I want to read it? I don't. Let's read some other shit. Shall we? No, not that. We ain't gonna do that. I think I read this. Didn't we do this already? No. I might have read this already, but I don't think so. Some history of the world shit. I really need y'all to take a look at this. But we'll look at the Klan. Ku Klux Klan, in honor of Martin Luther King Day being in a couple days. And we got head Klan member. I'm not going to say that, but you know who's about to take office again. So, all non-Protestants, liberals, if there is such a person, trade unionists, and striking workers are denounced as subversives by the Ku Klux Klan. The Klan was organized in Tennessee, Pulaski, Tennessee, during the winter of 1865 by 6 Confederate Army officers who gave their organization this name from the Greek word ku, close, or circle. Membership is open to so-called white Protestant males, 16 years of age or older. So-called blacks, Moors, Roman Catholics, non-so-called whites, and Jews are excluded. The Klan... What's up? Huh? Oh, I drank that. I'll give it to you in a minute. Give me a minute, alright? Give me a second. So obviously they don't want niggas in the Klan. But members, blacks, Moors, Catholics, and Jews are excluded. The Klan is very active in many states, such as Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Georgia, Colorado, Oregon, Kansas, and Oklahoma. In the early years, the Klan regarded the United States government as hostile and oppressive. The Klan also believed that the so-called African Americans are inferior and therefore shall not and will not be allowed to rise above the status of slave. There was another group of Klansmen that held a secret convention in Nashville, Tennessee in 1867. They adopted a declaration of loyalty to the United States Constitution and the government of America. So two factions here. The convention designated the Klan as an invisible empire and provided for a supreme official called the Grand Wizard of the Empire, assisted by 10 Jedi. The next principal of the Klan is the Grand Dragon of the Realm, assisted by 8 Hydras. Then there is a Titan of the Dominion, assisted by 6 Furies, and the Grand Cyclops of the Den, assisted by 2 Nighthawks. If you're listening to this for the first time, you're probably like, nuh-uh. Especially, I know if you a nigga, you're like, But no, this is literally what it is. They got a whole movie. Spike Lee did a whole movie on this, Black Klansman. Like, not about that, but, it talks about the niggas that we're about to talk about here, because obviously I've read this before you. But in 1871, Congress passed the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. In that same year, President Ulysses S. Grant issued a proclamation calling all illegal organizations to disarm and disband. Thereafter, hundreds of Klansmen were arrested. By 1915, in Georgia, a preacher, Colonel William Simmons, incorporated a new fraternal order of the Klan. And in 1920, the order of the Klan had expanded rapidly and became active in many states. During the 30s, the Klan remained active, particularly against trade union organizers. It also threatened so-called blacks, Negroes, and or colored people if they tried to vote. In 1940, the Klan joined with Nazi Germany and held large rallies in Georgia and New Jersey. The United States then revoked the Klan's charter in 1947. After the U.S. Civil Rights Act in 1964, the Klan experienced an increase in membership, reaching an estimated 40,000 members by 1965. In 1970, some Klan leaders ran for public office in the South, amassing sizable numbers for the vote. There are about 15 organizations existing today in the United States under the KKK. A former Grand Wizard of the Klan, David Duke, was elected to the Louisiana House of Representatives in 1889. Ironic. Isn't that ironic? And ran in the gubernatorial election. David Duke is the guy that's talked about, I think that's Topher Grace's character in the Spike Lee movie. But yeah, the shit is real. I know niggas, man. And that was 1991. This was written in, like I said, between 88 and 91. David Duke just became Louisiana House of Representative, was elected to the Louisiana House of Representative. It's crazy. Super Bowl is in where? Louisiana. Albert Pike, Mr. 3 World Wars, held the office of Chief Justice of the KKK while he was simultaneously Sovereign Grand Commander of the Scottish Rite Masonry in the Southern jurisdiction. The KKK was also known as the Invisible Empire of the South. In 1869, Forrest ordered the empire to disband because of extreme violence. 1,915 years after the Christian era is marked as the rebirth of the KKK, and by 1920 they controlled some states such as Indiana, from the courthouse to the state house. Almost all the top officials of the revived Klan were also called Masons. Were also so-called Masons, with 5 million members, also called themselves white Protestants, with several senators and governors. By 1944, the KKK collapsed in a storm of corruption under murder, rape, and torture. Albert Pike, though, was not just any Freemason. I got a whole video on that. He was the head of the Supreme Council, which has de facto control over the entire worldwide Masonic movement. Therefore, the Ku Klux Klan was an official and planned organization with political overtones that foreknowingly was set up to engage in murder, arson, and blackmail to achieve the Klan's political objectives. Meaning, like most shit, stop falling off the bed. Klan's political objectives. The KKK and Freemasonry the KKK and Freemasonry are as seamless as could be. From its inception, through the open recruiting of European American Masons in newspapers, to the Masonic temples and halls for meetings, to the rituals, rites, and themes, to the high degree of Masonic membership of the leaders of the old and new Klan, even the present cover-up can be seen to be a part of the organized Klan. European American Freemasonry has continued its involvement with reactionary politics. They have never stopped and had never given up the mission to stop the so-called black man from moving on up. Many have speculated on what would happen to millions of members that were on the rolls up to the final downfall at the hands of the IRS in 1940. We now know they simply carried on inside Masonic lodges as if nothing had changed at all. What really has changed? In most regions of the country, the local KKK tavern membership was indistinguishable from the Blue Masonic Lodge membership. There are whole lodges of them after all. The KKK had openly advertised in newspapers for the recruits, specifying that Masons were preferred. The only change was that they just removed the sheets. They don't have the sheets. So a nigga like Brian Kemp's ass is most likely a member of the fucking KKK. The only change was the sheets were stowed away, but the political goals, willingness, and capability to follow through on them carried on. They are still at it, and they never went away. Dr. Fleming states the General Albert Pike, who stood high in the Masonic order, was the chief judicial officer of the Klan. Albert Pike, who was also a Capricorn, also wrote extensively on the mythical super race of Aryans, extolling their virtues, imagined history, and religion, which he tried to show was the precursor of Freemasonry in his numerous published works. It would seem that Pike was a fellow traveler with Blavatsky on this subject. 50 years later in Central Europe, there will be others who will take up this mantle and use these writings as the basis for an ideology that, curiously enough, will use the term New World Order to describe their agenda. Just a coincidence, of course. And this nigga wrote that. I didn't write that. This is shit I say every day. I say this shit every day. Me and others like me say this shit every day. Shit was written between 1988 and 91. The black nations comprise 11/12, or the Asiatic nations comprise 11/12 of the world's population, and the European nations 1/12, meaning there are way more niggas than there are white niggas. 1/12. The Asiatic nations and the Roman Cross Order of Christ and Mary in the United States are under the Magna Carta, but do not know this. The Magna Carta of 1854, Philadelphia, the chief city of Pennsylvania, founded by William Penn and the Quakers, helped in the granting of freedom to the blonde masses. This is why Philly is playing Los Angeles. Philadelphia is God. Los Angeles is Satan. So who do you think is going to win? Tomorrow. Who do you think is going to win? We'll talk about it tomorrow. But anyway. But yeah, they granted freedom to the blonde masses. The Europeans, who have agreed by oath or secret obligation to protect their society and prevent the legal marriage or socialization with people of heavy olive shade of skin, referred to as Asiatic or original. Should any of these men or women violate the code, they are subject to becoming a social outcast of their society, especially if the violation involves marriage, or mainly fucking, because that's what marriage means. Get it at all. You know what I mean? But, marriage that you and I understand is that paperwork shit. You know what I mean? Go to the altar. But when you fuck a motherfucker, when y'all have sex, that's considered marriage. This is a major violation of the clannish society of the pale skin world. Although the grown sons of the clan society are at liberty to shop around with black women of the U.S., this is why slave masters used to be fucking on black women, because ain't nothing like some good old-fashioned chocolate nookie. The U.S. Constitution is a document that granted economic, social, and commercial freedom and equality to all people of ruddy, pale skin, regardless of labels and religions or political faith. Eugene Talmadge you know how many roads are named after this nigga and his wife down here in Georgia? Was a major figure in Georgia politics through 1933 through 1945. He opposed Franklin D. Roosevelt's administration to establish its New Deal programs of economic relief in the states. Talmadge was born in 1884, died in 1946, ran for the U.S. Senate between 36 and 38, lost both times. As a member of the Board of Regents, which oversees public higher education in Georgia, Talmadge used this to have a professor fired for having integrationist views. The university eventually lost its accreditation, and Talmadge was defeated in re-election in 42, ironically enough. Theodore Gilmore Bilbo, a Democratic senator from Mississippi. Bilbo was governor in 28 of 19. He advocated the deportation of Moors or black people back to Africa, and he called Congresswoman Claire Booth Lucy a nigger lover. And in 1938, he praised Adolf Hitler on the floor of the Senate. He attacked miscegenation, I can't say that, saying that one drop of Negro blood placed in the veins of a Caucasian woman destroys the inventive genius of European Americans' mind. Bilbo, a Libra, look at that, born October 13th, 1877, was the 32nd governor of Mississippi. God damn. A Senate committee found him guilty of accepting bribes from military contractors during World War II, and he was denied his seat in the Senate in 47. The nigga died in New Orleans, ironically enough. Super Bowl. On August 21st, 1947, the insignia of the U.S. dime of 1865 represents the staff of the Roman axe, which unfortunately left Moors and Asiatic descendants on the outside looking in during the past 142 years of Roman economic, social, and commercial stride. Father Abraham, the god of the Roman Union, involved the North and South on January 1st and July 4th. Let's look at Father Abraham. And then I will say the rest for tomorrow after I read this Abraham Lincoln shit. Or better yet, fuck it, we'll read it. If you're listening now, God bless you. God bless you. Y'all ever seen Jurassic Park? The little annoying ass boy talking to that dinosaur, that Brachiosaurus. Alright, Abraham Lincoln. Take all of the U.S. coins and line them up together. Heads up. What do you see? Notice the only brown coin is Abraham Lincoln's ass. Abraham Lincoln, was said to be the illegitimate son of a Moor. In his campaign for presidency, he was referred to as a blackamoor by his opponents. He was even depicted as a Moor. He was called Abraham Africanus I. See the book The Hidden Lincoln, written in 1938. If you're cynical, you can go to the library and ask for the history of the Asiatic Empire and carefully observe that white librarian's face and a reaction to you asking that. They're gonna look at you like, nigga, what? Then you should denounce the names Negro, colored, black, African American, and Afro-American, African American. So obviously I'm talking to the people that look like me, white people, so don't, it's a little history lesson for you. I'm sure you already know this, but what I'm saying. This book is the history the European American has thought you would never read. Nevertheless, you have the fundamentals in your heart to just listen. A lot of you won't. 1 in 10, my nigga, 1 in 10 will listen. During the last 1,411 years, there have been only 2 world empires. There have been the world empire of black people, or the Order of Islam, which is not the Islam that you think it is. It's more so some nature shit. And then you got the Roman Empire of Christ and Mary, which ultimately created the Islam that you are thinking about. The era of the U.S. Order of Christ is 217 years old as of 1774. The era that resulted in the birth of the U.S. Marine Force in colonial North America is the cream of English, France, and Germans. Also the French Legion, Spanish Armada, and the pirates. Not to be confused with the Order of Christianity, 551 years old, calculated from 1932, which is the year of the Peasant Revolt, also called Tyler's Rebellion, which was against King Richard II, as in the poll tax of June 1381. That's some history for your ass. Moreover, let us not forget the preacher John Ball, a priest in Kent who was an opponent of feudalism, preached the doctrines of the English theologian and religious former John Wycliffe, and advocated social equality. John Ball was executed at St. Albans in the presence of King Richard II of England. Wycliffe was a theologian, which attracted the support and patronage of royalty because he developed ideas that supported the increased power of the monarchy over the church and clergy. His ideas helped to incite the Peasants' Revolt of 1381. He preached in English and wrote some English tracts, but no English writings of his survive. There are 36 manuscripts inspired by him, yet he did not contribute to the translation of the Bible into English. Like the Waldenesians, the Lollards translated the Bible into their vernacular language, which is English. The Lollards were the most significant heretical group in England before Pope Gregory and the other Pope Urban the Fifth. I don't know my Roman numerals. I'm terrible. I actually got We ain't gonna talk about that tattoo. That's fucked up. The Reformation of Wycliffe on even after his death, Wycliffe's heretical teachings were addressed at the Council of Constance in 1415. Followers of Wycliffe became to be known as Lollards. The sect was driven out of Oxford in 1382, but some devout members circulated that his teachings, as well as 1,394 Lollards' conclusion. That shit is really crazy. John Wycliffe was both a great champion of the Reformation and failure. Okay. I'm going to end that there. I ain't reading the rest of that shit. Let's get to the NBA. So, that was some history for your ass. You know what I mean? Stop eating on them fatty foods, lose weight, etc., etc. NBA games, man. Learn some history, my boy. Alright, in the NBA, what we got was, I was talking about the Pistons. I was about to talk about the Pistons. That's who's playing. Pistons and Suns. Let me see. Pistons vs. Suns all time record. Alright, it is Saturday. Saturn equals 21 in Gematria. Saturday named after Saturn. Somebody's going to pick up their 21st loss today. Is it going to be the Pistons or is it going to be the Suns? So they're 72 and 74. 73 is the 21st prime number, ironically enough. Saturn 21. And then 73 is the 21st prime. Never forget, in 2021, Tom Brady became 7-3 in Super Bowls. Pistons are at home. Yeah. And they are 40 and 32. Pistons 41. I'm gonna take the Pistons today for the upset, man. I like that. Pistons 31. All right, Hawks versus Celtics. Atlanta equals 15. Obviously, we know where the Hawks are from. Celtics can stay on 15 home wins today. Celtics all the time. Reverse Atlanta. All right, so in the regular season, Celtics, god damn, 245 and 150 versus the Hawks. They are at home. All-time home record versus the Hawks. They are 132 and 44. Today has 44 date numerology, and Georgia equals 44. Let's look at that. All right, you see 44 date numerology. Georgia equals 44. We're going to take the C's. So let me do that. BB. I know you standing by the door. Pistons, ML, Boston. Yeah, you alright? Yeah. Alright, I'm almost done. Okay. Philadelphia versus the Pacers. Pacers are 23 and 19. Today has 19 day numerology. They could stay on those 23 losses. Or wins. Or 19 losses, rather. Let me see. But Saturday equals 53, the 16th prime, which is why we like the Celtics winning. And we could possibly see here. Let's look. Playoffs. Alright, so this is playoffs included. Let's see what they're talking about. Alright, Philadelphia 76ers are 118 and 96 against the Pacers. Playoffs included. Let's take the playoffs out. Regular season. 111 and 87. Sixers are on the road. They are 51-49 against the Pacers. Indiana Eagles 52. Okay. Let me see. 55-53. I'm taking Philly. Give me Philly for the win. Upset. It is the 18th. There's gonna be a lot of upsets today. Upset equals 18. Is Philly favorite? Philly is not. So we're gonna take Philly, but ML. Take them plus 9.5 is first. Do that first, and then think about the ML. With that 9.5, they should cover that. Pacers on upset alert. And same thing with Boston. We're gonna take Atlanta with the points. ATL plus 10.5. Just because Boston can stay on 15 wins, and we know Atlanta equals 15. I talk about that all the time. But as far as the Pistons, I think the Pistons straight because Phoenix is favorite. Wizards versus Warriors. I will be down if the Warriors lose today. All right, I'm not even gonna fuck around with this. We're gonna take the Warriors. Yeah, it's possible, but not today. That's not gonna be the team that get upset. Cavs versus Minnesota. Here we go. This might be an upset alert. 14-5 like Catholic, or the Wolves can pick up that 10th loss. Let's look at it. Whoa. All right, all time. The Cavs are 40-70 or 40-27 against the Timberwolves. Today is Saturday. Saturday equals 28. They could pick up their 28th loss against them. That would be funny. Alright, and then all-time road record against the Wolves, 19-15. 19-day numerology. Saturday 16. Give me Ohio 16. Give me the Timberwolves with the points first. Wolves plus 7.5. We'll take Cavs ML extreme upset alert. And then Rockets versus Blazers. Rockets on upset alert. They can stay on 27 wins. We know upset equals 27. And today's the 18th. Upset 18. Let's look at this shit, shall we? The game. We're just looking at regular season today because I know y'all don't feel like watching this shit. All right, 98-118. All time road. Blazers at home. 58-49. I think Rockets got a 59 connection, don't they? Oh, Rockets equals 98. See, that's why you gotta do your due diligence. And 28. Rockets can pick up their 28th win. Blazers 28th loss. Blazers can stay on 98 wins. Rockets 98. See, you learn something new every day. I didn't know that. But, yep, there it is. Houston Rockets 59. So we might take Portland with the points because they could pick up their 59th home win against the Rockets all time. So we'll take the Rockets. Rockets, ML, upset alert. Blazers. Plus 11.5. Question mark. Maybe. I don't know. Alright, so let's look what we got in the news. So you see our picks. Ain't nothing changed. This is today's NBA games. This is the NFL games that are getting ready to come on. But we know with today's date numerology today, man. 64, 64, 28, and 44. That's the kill date. We got the kill date today. 44, 17, 64, and 28 is what kill equals. So let's see what they talking about right now.
on Bing, Mr. Microsoft. Oh, Mary Lou, I don't know who that is. But something gonna go down. Georgia in the news because Fannie Willis is here, and we know 44-day numerology. But that was yesterday. It looked like that, bro. That'd be fine. She got like a little cute little face, little Scorpio hoes. But I mean, we gonna get some bullshit today. Don't worry. Somebody's gonna croak. You go to TMZ. Alley. I don't know. Oh, this the nigga from You. Taylor Swift. It'll break. I'm not gonna hold y'all right now. What's going on in hip hop? Wendy Williams, old big head. Tank. Little Baby with that weak ass album. Yes, I ain't shit popping right now, but the day is young. I fuck with y'all, man. Oh, with me.